Good morning, everybody. Nice to get on the stage. Following Mike Harris, always a delight. Thanks, Mike. 9 months ago, I was sat exactly where you were sat, and I've just finished the KPI program. So I thought I'd spend like about 5 minutes just talking you through my journey, just to do with the pitch. So when Mike finished this exact talk that you've just heard, I'd like to say that I was awesomely inspired and motivated to do something about my pitch. In reality, I would say that I was sat in my chair cringing with embarrassment because I was doing all the things wrong that he was just talking about on stage. So my original, inverted commas, pitch went something like this. Asif, what do you do? I'm a dentist. Where's your practice? London Bridge. Are you private or NHS? Actually, I don't work in practice. So what do you do? I'm a management consultant. But you said you were a dentist. No, I work with dentists. But why do you say you're a dentist? Because I'm a qualified dentist. But you don't practice dentistry, do you? No. Then why did you say you were a dentist? That was my actual pitch. And
that's pretty good, huh? So Asif won the Most Improved award. Yeah.
There's hope for everyone. And the reason why I did that is because I'm a dentist, and I thought that's what my clients like about me, that I understand their position. So in my mind, I was trying to get across the right thing, but that's the way it came out. Anyway, realizing I needed some help. They're very generous on these days. There's books and there's advice, and all the stuff they're showing you is really useful. But for me, for where I was, the opportunity to work with someone that's built billion-pound businesses and help me with my business was an opportunity I personally wasn't going to miss. So I decided to sign up for the KPI course. And when you sign up for the KPI course, you have to talk to someone on the KPI team to see whether you're suitable. And I was lucky enough to have Daniel. So Daniel went through my business, and he said, yep, you'll be fine in the KPI course. He said 2 things. Your business will fly, and you'll make your money back before the end of the course. Now, I've just finished, so I don't know about the first bit, but I'm qualified to talk about his second proposal, which was you'd get your money back by the end of the course. He was right, but not accurate. I actually made my money back, the £6,000 that I spent, in the first 4 weeks. I know it was because of pitch, because I hadn't done any other modules. Okay, I just made some notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything out for you guys. Yeah, so after the pitch day that we had with Mike Harris, this is exactly what happened. Within the first 8 weeks, I had enough business to make the money back for the course. At the end of 3 months, my personal client list was full. And this is all from pitching correctly. After 6 months, I had to run courses for the demand that I was getting. I ran 2 courses. One of those courses is now booked up 6 months in advance, and the other one is now taking bookings into March 2014. I'm also now working with the Department of Health on designing a new contract for NHS dentists. By pitching correctly, I won PitchFest. Now, you don't know what that means yet, but for winning PitchFest, you get Mike Harris mentoring your business for a year. Who wouldn't want that? Okay, I got 3 hours with Daniel. Daniel's jetting off all over the world, sat down with me on Monday, just recently, for 3 hours, and spoke to me honestly about how to take your business from where you are into a global small business, and gave me the architecture personally for my business. The KPI team felt that I would benefit from some media training and from some PR to get in front of the national cameras when this contract breaks in 2015, and introduced me to a top-end PR company who saw me 2 days ago to make sure that I understood the steps required to put myself in that position. And of course, from pitching correctly, I'm standing here in front of you guys talking to you. And I've got a VIP pass, and I'll be rubbing shoulders with all the speakers today, which, of course, is going to be valuable. Now, if I could sit where you're sat and listen to myself now, I wouldn't really believe it. I'd actually be quite skeptical. So what I thought I'd share with you is how did all those things happen, just some specifics about how pitch works. So here's some recent examples, and they're all absolutely genuine. One of my friends is a doctor. He's a member of a tennis club. It was raining the day they went to play tennis, so he went to the sauna. When he was sat in the sauna, some conversations took place with some gentlemen that were in there. Two happened to be dentists. He did my pitch to them. They called me. I was working with a friend of mine, bumped into another friend of his who was a personal trainer. I gave him my pitch. Weeks later, his two clients were dentists. He gave them my pitch. Those two clients called me. I was in a coffee shop. I saw a pretty girl. I smiled at her. She smiled back. This is a true story. She smiled back. I sat down. Minutes later, she was sat adjacent to me, so I smiled again. No reaction whatsoever. So seconds later, I looked around again. There was two of them. They were twins.
You weren't just seeing double, or no?
So I gave them my pitch, because the conversation moved to what do you do? So I gave them my pitch. They happened to be dentists. This is true. And they both came on my course. One recently got engaged. Her fiancé is a dentist. He's now on my course. His friends are on my course. One of his friends has a dad that owns 10 practices. I got back from skiing on Sunday in Val d'Isère. On the second day I went skiing, a woman came up to me and said, "You're that dentist guy, aren't you?" Because I pitched when people asked what do you do, and then someone else would repeat it 2 days later. And she is the national sales rep for Philips Sonicare. It's a toothbrushing system. But she has massive distribution, and she wanted to have some conversations about dentistry and about what you do, simply because it was clear. So that's sort of the way in which the pitch sort of worked personally for me, and how things worked out for me. I had three really sort of valuable insights personally that I thought I'd share with you that might be useful. The first one was, when you get the pitch right, you realize that there's only about 1 in 100 people, less than that can ever not confuse you. So you stand out straight away just by getting your pitch right. And the way I can best explain it is when you don't get it right, it's actually quite rude. You're being quite impolite by confusing people. And when you realize when you get it right, what you've been doing, it's, for me, that was quite a motivating factor. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time. The second thing is people think it's about a sales pitch. I think Mike makes it really clear it's not a sales pitch. It's just clarity about what you're doing. And people think, well, I'll get more inbound opportunities, I'll get more sales or leads. It's not about that. What I realized, it was the inbound inquiries just had a much higher quality because people knew exactly what you were doing. And the third thing recently that's made a big difference is, I don't know how many of you in the room pretty much work by yourselves, but I was working pretty much by myself. But by pitching correctly, people now want to work with me, and my fears around getting staff have almost disappeared because, one, I know how I'm funding them because I'm running courses and doing other things, and number two, I'm not worried about how to control them because they came to me, they know what I do, and they want to be involved. So I found that was very, very useful. I thought I'd just sort of end my section by telling you probably the most important or valuable thing that I got out of the course. On the actual day that Mike and his team take you through the pitch, they'll spend some time with you. And Mike specifically, and Sue specifically asked me, does your mum know what you do? You know, can she understand? I said no. Well, there's something wrong there then, isn't there? You need to have a pitch that your mum can understand. So they give you several pitches to do. Get out of bed pitch, a 2-minute pitch, a 5-minute pitch, a perfect pitch, an investor pitch. So I'll just give you my 20-second pitch just to finish off. So my name's Asif. I started life as a qualified dentist. I now run my own management consultancy, which helps NHS dental practices become more successful by increasing their private income. This is a vital transition for any practice serious about meeting its patient care demands and its business margins. I'm known for breathing life into stagnating dental practices and leaving patients feeling safe and my clients glowing with optimism.